Thank you, everyone. Nice to be on stage. Would like to take that picture here on the left side is the innovator, Elmer Sherry, and I'll talk about that. He developed the first co-pilot. And the right side is the vision where you will have the aircraft like a car in next 2-3 years on the top of your house where you can take your rides. With that one, I will start the, yes, you all know this. This is a magnetic compass and it does a fantastic job for navigation going from here to there. But as the ships, it has problems, right? Like as the ships started getting metal, from wooden to metal, now your magnetic doesn't work, right? So how do we go in the earth like now actually? So that's the problem statement, right? So what I'm bringing back is that a innovation starts with a real problem and then the solution comes out to be the boon to the mankind. And it paves the way for the next generations of generation, and that's called as the touching the mankind. So as I said, this is one of the early patent done by Elmer Sherry, and using the gyro for precision, and then it was done on. So the first autopilot was done in 1912, and you know gyro where you use? You use in smartphones. Where it is not used till now for the direction, for the rotation from missiles to everywhere. So do the impact of the innovation in such a way that it strives for millions of years, hundreds of years, goes back. So that's called innovation. So I'll talk about what's happening in this industry. I'll talk about what is meaningful impact to the society and how do we take care of the ecosystem within the reach of you. So what's happening here? The key thing is your Mother Earth, the regulations, your consumer demand, and the climatic goals. So that's driving this industry to take the new products, new markets, and new paradigm shift in thinking. The old ways of doing the car, autonomy, or the way we look at. So the three things: energy transition. So we talk about the hydrogen. So we have regulatory policies. Then we have the interdependency, and then the social investing. On the economic side, mostly you are using the blended kerosene, trying to meet your regulator, as well as trying to get to the cost aspects. And the stakeholder demand, like most of the airlines also want to brand or meet the end goal of carbon neutral now. So they also pushing, saying that, hey, I need the zero carbon print product from you. And the regulatory policy. So all of this is pushing the boundary. If you look at the next, I'm talking about it's all about these 6 goals of the World Forum. Like, each of this from poverty to these are all sustainable development goals by the UN. And each of these goals is driving the industry to move to a new segment. And your entrepreneurs, new innovation is happening. So only climate is one part of the story of sustainability. So many people, sustainability, they look at only the climate. But there are a lot of goals. So what's happening? So your left side is you're the largest aircraft to the lowest on the bottom. And the energy density I'm putting on this curve. So if you look at the current need, if you look at 2035, the current need to make zero emissions, this is a roadmap. Along the x-axis top, you will see the overall years. What we see is that the general aviation to the long-haul aircraft, maybe some level of sustainable fuels, which doesn't give us the carbon footprint. That's where it's going in. A lot of battery operated will happen in UAM, UAVs. But where is the transition? Where is the net zero transition? So we are thinking of net zero transition is still 2050 plus. Still we have not got the how to replace kerosene burning with hydrogen burning. Still there's a huge technology, products and adoption is required. So somewhere down the line, hydrogen plus fuel cell or pure hydrogen or sustainable and the lot of battery density should be. So these are the areas innovation is going to happen. The sustainability also gives the new paradigm of the business. So you will see the electric propulsion is a new business. Renewable energy, fuels are the new business. Plastic recycling, nobody thought of this like 50 years, there's no plastic recycling. Nobody can do a business out of plastic. Right now, plastic recycling, we are going to make fuels, we are thinking of other business solution. So any regulation, any new way of looking at the Mother Earth is going to change your business. So what's advancement happening in the area of, so we all know that the automation, I think the AI is going to be the top of this, but the automation is, autonomous systems are going to reduce the burden on the operator in terms of starting from your car or the defense pilot workload or a doctor. From industrial side, I think completely replacing the worker. And then the building automation and so everywhere autonomy is going to come. So that's the trend. And over that AI where you can think and act. So in the defense sector, the autonomous systems are coming in most of the intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance data, and the autonomous flight, takeoff, landing, and I'll talk about what do you mean by autonomy, and then the connectivity. So what do you mean by autonomy? Like I say, what is autonomy means? Sense, detect, act. So for a person to do autonomy, the plane or the UAM system starts from the bottom, goes up, it has to do the flight execution. I need to go from A to B, C to E, so that all the execution is done by the flight execution hardware. Then it says, hey, there's a building in between. There is somebody drone coming from the other side. It has to sense autonomically because now there's no pilot. System has to do the work, sense and do the work. So you will have radar, and the AI algorithm will run on the radars. And then you go further, like if there is an issue, hey, there is some issue, it's not working. There has to be emergency landing. So your system has to do an emergency landing, so contingency management plan, or do a autonomous execution to do a contingency landing. There will be continuous feedback to remote operation. And if it is normally everything goes well, then you do auto land. In each of these actions, you will see the products getting developed. And each of these is going to be a new shift to your market. So I always talk about the innovation. Innovation is all about taking the idea to the market, not just at the invention level. We all are used to this, right? Left side problem. It's all congestion. And the right side is consumption. So how do we solve? These are the two biggest problems right now. So how do we innovate in this to make sure that the life becomes easy? So Honeywell or this industry has a vision that you will do an electric flight. It will take 100-mile trip in 45 minutes. You do it and start from your location, good. And the second thing is solving the congestion problem is by autonomous cargo shipment to the destination. And as I speak, it's already happening. 2026, Indigo has given Archer, I think more than hundreds of autonomous flight order. Archer is going to be the first one flying. And in Bangalore also you will see, I think, I'm very sure, 2026, somebody will be flying in air. But obviously the regulations are there and things, but the industry is moving. So I'm talking about 2000, like next 30 years. So already the investments are made so high that this thing is going to be, because the biggest problem is the congestion and the consumption. So now when you do this one, how do we, like on the vehicle itself, you have to solve the problems, like you should be low cost, it is to be close to your car. It should not cost you like, hey, it is like okay, it's a very fancy thing, it cost me 10,000, 100,000. No, it should be little higher than your Uber driving, right? So similarly like Uber, maybe Uber for electric taxi. So the cost, operation should be quiet. End of the day, we don't want to create one more problem. Then the safety, so everybody's worried about safety and sustainability. So all these products will innovate, and these are the innovation Honeywell is working on. So what are the leading trends happening is from the autonomy, as I said, we have the integrated flight deck already working on completely, efficient engines, electrification, you have the complete hydraulic things getting into electromagnetic, everything connected. Increased safety when you land your aircraft, how to detect who is nearby, all the situational awareness. Next, and mostly the anti-jamming, precision navigation due to the war situation, and the unmanned defense, because now the smallest machine, which is autonomous, can be the most deadliest weapon. So a lot of trends are happening, and there are products which everybody is working on that. So lastly, I'll talk about the ecosystem, and these are the top 10, next 10 bets for next, at least for next 30 years we are looking at. Right from clean energy and sustainability, I touched based on some few areas. Future Earth connectivity, 5G, we'll have satellite connectivity come into picture. I was talking to somebody that cell phone may not be there. You may have something inserted in your body and everything is talking to the, so you may not have cell phones. Drug delivery to the right from A to B location. Next gen sensors and applied AI and autonomy. But these are top 10 bets we are working on. From ecosystem perspective, I always a 4-grid approach. Industry leads the product development. Startups solve the biggest problems. Then you will have academia and the government giving the regulation and money, and academia starting the 0 to 2, very early stages of inventions and new ideas kind of a thing. So we work very closely with each of the DARPA is one of the example. Also in India, we work with BEL, small form factor embedded system, DRDO autonomous UAV, and then with DRDO on the autonomous system. With that one, yeah, have wonderful innovation and yeah, next generation of new products, and hope entrepreneurs think of innovation which is long lasting and which is impactful to the humanity. Thank you.